Good morning. When I was in middle school, I was one of those kids that didn't love and didn't hate gym class. Some of the kids absolutely loved it. They'd run in there and they'd be so excited for any unit. Didn't matter if it was basketball or floor hockey or gymnastics or bowling. They just loved PE class. I hated changing into my uniform in the middle of the day for PE. But I didn't mind certain units like badminton or floor hockey, especially if I got to play on defense. I really liked that. But one unit I dreaded was volleyball. I hated volleyball. And here's the thing, I just wasn't that good at it. And I hated how my arms would get like all red from hitting the ball. And it was a little scary when I was standing there and the ball would be coming down into my face and I'd be the one responsible to try to hit it back over the net. And sometimes I would feel like I was getting a stomach ache on those days. What I hated the most was when it was my turn to serve. I felt like when I was up to serve, everyone on my team would just kind of go, oof, and they'd all be wishing that I wasn't on their team. Because what happened was sometimes I would serve and it wouldn't make it all the way over the net. Or other times I would try to build all this confidence and this strength and I'd serve and it would go out of bounds. I'd just get this anxiety when it was my turn to serve. When I got to high school, not much had changed. I was a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, still really loved floor hockey and badminton. And when we got to go outside and play ultimate frisbee in PE, but the volleyball unit, I was dreading when that one came up. One thing that changed though, is that I had a different PE teacher and his name was Mr. Hawk. And he did this thing that I had never heard of before. When it was my turn to serve and I didn't make it over the net, he'd yell out, "Hey, take a mulligan," and he'd throw the ball back. I had no idea what a mulligan meant, but a mulligan meant that you could get another try. Apparently it's a golf term for taking another shot when maybe you didn't like the first one or you didn't do well. Take a mulligan. You get another chance at it. So it wasn't just me, it was other kids in the class too. They'd be back there and I'd go back to serve and I wouldn't make it over the net and Mr. Hawk would go, "Hey, why don't you take a mulligan?" And I'd get another chance and I'd try to serve it over the net and it wouldn't make it over and he'd go, "It's okay, take a mulligan." And what happened was I actually relaxed a little, and instead of it being this big, huge deal and being afraid that the kids on my team wouldn't want me on my team, I gained a little more confidence and I had a little more fun with it. And eventually I'd get it over the net and then we'd rotate and I'd play. I'd still be scared of those balls coming down that might hit me in the face. But I wasn't crazy anxious about going to serve because I knew it wasn't that big of a deal. I could take a mulligan. I could get another chance. Mr. Hawk was super generous with the mulligans and I really appreciated that. And it made PE class just a little bit more fun. The story today that we're reading in the scripture is about Jesus's baptism. And baptism is a symbol of the new life that we have with God. That there's always another chance. That there's nothing we can do, nothing that's going to separate us from the love of God. God is generous with the mulligans. So if you do something where you feel like you're messing up, just picture God on the sidelines like, "Hey, take a mulligan. You have another chance. It's okay." There's love and forgiveness and grace extended generously. And because we're a part of the community of God and we get to share God's love in our world, we get to act like Mr. Hawk. We get to be generous with our mulligans. And maybe when we extend that love and grace, we'll find that something in us changes a little bit and we'll realize that things aren't such a big deal. We can take life with a little more humor, with a little more fun, with a little less pressure, knowing that we get another chance. God's love and grace and forgiveness is extended to all of us. So remember, friends, we get lots of tries. The mulligans that God gives are endless. Remember, when we mess up, there is always new life. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you soon.